Hi everybody, welcome to art class. Today is part 2 of our line monster making. What we're going to do today is for our asynchronous art, so that means that we are not live today. We are going to continue with what we were working on the other day when we were live. So we drew something like this, okay? And what we did was we talked about all the different lines, right? And we drew them. Okay, we had a straight horizontal. We created a fancy line, which was something that you could have kind of created on your own. Then we had a zigzag, right, which had the pointy tops and the pointy bottoms. And then we created vertical lines, right? So the vertical lines are going to go straight up and down. And we did two different types of vertical lines. We did short ones like this, right, all vertical lines straight up and down. And then we did some on the side as well. Now it gets a little dark, so it's hard to see, but we did a dashed line. Okay, or a broken line, so it's basically taking a straight line and taking little pieces out of it. And then we did a spiral. Okay, so we did a couple of different spiral lines. And then we did some diagonals, right, which is a line that's on an angle or a slanted line, correct? Remember our airplanes? Then we did a bumpy line and a wavy line, okay? And then what I asked you to do, and you might have not finished this, so now would be the time to do it. You were coloring each of the individual sections a different color. So where there was a certain line, you colored that area differently than the other so that they stood out and you could tell the difference of the different lines. So today what we're going to do is we're going to finish making our monsters, okay? So today what you need is a pencil, a piece of white paper, a piece of black paper, scissors, and glue. Okay, now if you do not have black paper, that's okay. You're going to need a black marker or a crayon instead to draw the mouth. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, okay, you're going to see down here, is I am going to draw two ovals. Okay, so if you remember, an oval is like a stretched out circle. Okay, so I'm going to draw two ovals. These are going to be for my eyes. 1, 2. Okay, now the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the teeth for my monster. Now, you could do rectangles like this, or maybe you want to use your zigzag lines and create kind of like fangs for your monster. I'm not sure what So I have two different types of teeth going on here, and then I have my two eyes, okay? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you back up. And we're going to cut those out, all right? I'm going to cut those guys out. So as a reminder, when you're using scissors, your thumb goes in the big hole, and then your other fingers go in your thumb goes in the small hole, and your other fingers go in the big hole. And you want it to cut straight, right? We're not doing anything like this, straight up, straight through. I'm going to cut those out, all right? Make sure you ask an adult before you use their scissors, all right? So I'm just going to cut my two ovals out here. 1. Cut out my other one. Okay. So I've got my two ovals. All right. So I can glue those on. Okay. All right. So I can lay these down and see where I want them on my monster, right? Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue, right? Not too much, just a little bit. I've only turned it up a little, so it's not going to go all over the place. A little bit of glue. I'm going to glue that on. Okay. Now I'm going to do my second one. Just like that. Okay. So you can kind of see a little monster coming together right now, right? So now you can I should have said that you can take a black Sharpie and do this too, is to draw like the pupil of the eye, however you want your monster to look, okay? So depending on how you want your monster to look or where they're going to be looking, you can draw a smaller oval inside of the white oval. So I'm going to have my monster kind of looking off to the side a little bit. All right, so I'm coloring in that other oval just a little bit, all right? Okay, so you can kind of see where my monster's going now, right? All right, now let's do the mouth. So the mouth, like I said, you can do this in two different ways. You can do this using black construction paper and some cut out white teeth, or you can use a black Sharpie and draw it onto the monster as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a happy monster, all right? So I am going to draw a half circle or a semicircle, okay? Now it may be a little hard to see at first because of the angle here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, okay? Okay. Now I can cut that out. Or you could have drawn something like this as well, right? You could have used your Sharpie and drawn it on there, or Sharpie or your marker or your crayon. So I'm going to do it both ways so you can see how I did it. So I cut this guy out. Now I have to come back and I need to grab those teeth that I drew back again on my white paper, right? I said I could do like 2 teeth like this or 2 like this. All right, cut those guys out. Okay, so now I got these little teethies, kind of cute, and I'm going to glue them onto here for my monster's mouth, okay? So I'm going to add a little bit of glue, not too much, right? Never too much, just a little bit. 1. Give them as many teeth as you want. This is up to you guys. Mine's going to have 2 little teeth just like that, okay? Now, I can glue that on. And I have my funny little monster here. Okay? Now, if you decided that you were going to, now I'm going to take that off. If you don't have the black construction paper, which some of us don't, you can just take some a marker or a crayon and kind of draw your mouth on there instead. All right, okay, see how I created my outline, and I'm going to color that in. And I can still use those teeth, right? Those teeth that that I had cut out, I could still use them. Going through Sharpies pretty quickly around here. All right, there we go. It'll be nice and dark. All right. So I colored my little face in, and now I'm gonna cut out 2 more teeth so you can kind of see how that works. Just like you did before, right? 2 teeth, and I'm gonna glue them on too, okay? So I got 1, and oh, you know what? How about we use that? We'll use the fangs for this one, okay? Because why not? So if you remember, I drew some like little sharp teeth for this monster. So you got to give your monster personality. Is he a nice monster? Is he a silly monster? Is he an angry monster? I don't know. But depending on the type of teeth that you give them or the eyes, you're going to make your monster have a personality. Maybe you can even name your monster. I don't know. So I got my little teeth. Fangs, right? And I'm going to glue them onto my spot right here. So the black it makes it almost like a silhouette, so that it looks like the mouth is open, okay? So there was 2 different ways you could have done this way, bloop, or drawn it on, all right? And now you have your line monster. I hope you enjoyed that and you were able to complete this. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I am available during our asynchronous times. You'll see a little button that says chat with Miss Cedar. I am available. So if you need anything, I will be there for you. And I can't wait to see how your line monsters turn out. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you soon.